since 2018, CRN. Proud to be the voice of the Clayton Comets. The following is an exclusive broadcast presentation of the Community Radio Network. We are CRN. We are CRN.
Stay tuned. We're live in 3 minutes. We're live in 2 minutes.
We are CRN.
Stay tuned. We're live in 1 minute. Seconds until showtime. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4.
This copyrighted telecast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any form without the authorized written consent. We hope you enjoy today's broadcast.
Vinson's Pub and Eatery on 800 East Main Street has been a go-to destination for the Clayton Comics community and everybody of C-Town. Vinson's Pub and Eatery takes care of all of your food and beverage needs for weekly specials, appetizers, burgers, sandwiches, the entrees, the Vinson special salads. Hey, do you like the desserts? I do too. Side desserts, delicious beverages from soda products, sweet tea, and yes, even your adult beverages. Big screen televisions cover all the action with your favorite sporting events and the home of Comics Football Weekly every Tuesday night for Vinson's Pub and Eatery. 800 East Main Street. Tell them the Community Radio Network sent you. Vinson's Pub and Eatery. Good food, good fun, and go Comics!
Good morning, guys. I just want to warn you, traffic is tough out there.
We are here for you to tell you how to keep safe.
Everybody who is listening needs to take cover as soon as they can.
To provide the music, talk, and sports you love. And to deliver the news that matters to you. We are the voices you can trust. We are live and local. We are America's broadcasters. Text radio to 52886 and tell Congress you depend on your local radio stations.
Message and data rates may apply. You may receive up to 4 messages a month, and you may text STOP to STOP.
This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
Since 2018, CRN, proud to be the voice of the Clayton Comets. The following is an exclusive broadcast presentation of the Community Radio Network. We are CRN.
Well, we first hope that everybody had a great Labor Day weekend. It was a special time in C-Town. Comets are 2-0. And, of course, getting wins over the Wilson Prep Tigers. In addition to that, last Friday Night Lights Round 2, getting a big victory over the Wing T offense that was the Southern Nash Firebirds. Comets again 2-0, heading for the road trips to round out the regular season before conference play at Hoggard this week in Wilmington. Getting ready for West Johnson in 2 weeks, and then the road to conference play. And for Coach Scott Chadwick, it was his 200th career coaching win. If you didn't know, here's the way it finished on Friday night at Nixon Fowler Stadium as we get ready for the coach, QB1 and QB2, Aiden Smalls and Carson Jones, live from Vinson's coming up on Main Street in Clayton. It is Tuesday, September 2nd, 2025, and Comets Football Weekly starts right now. Me and him always say that 30-year broadcaster, 25 years coaching, but obviously a much better demeanor from Coach.
Coach Chadwick.
I'm trying
Chadwick.
to find it. Where are you?
All right,
I'll find it. I will find it and cue it up here eventually, Coach. Somehow it reset on the Wi-Fi, but Coach, what's up? Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a round of applause to Coach Scott Chadwick. We can call him Mr. 200 as well. How's it going, sir?
Good.
So anyhow, I had the 200 speech, and obviously all of the accomplishments you've had. 200th career coaching win this past Friday night in the victory, 49-14 over the Southern Nash Firebirds. And Coach, I mean, I think I said it to Kim down there before she interviewed you. Your demeanor was just another night in the office, right? I mean, you're just running the team, running the program, finishing things up. You think about the celebration later, right?
Yeah, I really didn't focus much on it during the week. It was more about getting the guys ready to play and trying to get to 2-0. I'd actually kind of forgotten about it a little bit until my son reminded me he was coming to the game, and he was coming because of that. So, yeah, I mean, it was certainly nice when it was over. I wasn't expecting, Miss Hubbard to come on the field and make the presentation she did. I thought that was really nice. I went to her office today and told her how much I appreciated it, and certainly didn't want a ice water bath there at the end. Could have done without that, but no, it was. It was nice, but got up Saturday morning and started getting ready for Hoggard.
Yeah, pretty much. Obviously, now, ladies and gentlemen, the Comets are sitting at 2-0 on the season, and we're looking forward to this show because this is rescheduled from last Tuesday. We were actually literally en route to Vinson's Pub and Eatery. We were getting ready to go with the production, and we got an information informing us that there was a loud bang, a transformer went out, and because of that, we were literally on the phone, Coach. Me and you were talking about it. Well, do we do it at the football field? Do we do it up at the stadium? Do we find another location? And you said, no, for these guys, for Smalls and Jones, we need to have it here at Vinson's where we had planned on, so it was just best to reschedule, so here we are. And the power's on.
Well, I was also very hungry last week, so I wasn't going to wait another couple hours at the school with no food, so
yeah.
I wanted to go home and eat.
I understand that. What's on the menu tonight here at Vinson's? What are you recommending?
I'm getting the shrimp tacos tonight.
Shrimp tacos, okay. Yes. And, of course, delicious sweet tea, as Coach Chadwick is having some right now. Thank you to Angie and Caroline and everybody at Vinson's Pub and Eatery. By the way, we tried this a couple of weeks ago in the lid lifter for College Football Weekly, and we're doing it again. We're live on our social media platforms, and obviously, thank you. Please, if you care, you must share. So like, share, follow, and keep up with everything that Coach Chadwick and the Comets have going on as, again, we rock and roll into this upcoming Friday. Coach.
So this is actually on video.
This is live, and then it will be uploaded later. So
my wife says I have a face for radio, so
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think I get told that as well, but I have been on camera a time or two in my life, so anyhow. But they put the makeup on you. They put the makeup and the foundation and all that stuff. They do it to the dog too. They did it last night with Coach Herbstreit's. Kirk Herbstreit's dog was on the broadcast because it was such a bad game last night between Carolina and TCU. Listen, it's bad when your production crew is somebody that's a 30-year broadcaster, but they got to put a dog on the camera. That means it's a blowout, Coach.
I was asleep by that point.
I think I was too. So, hey, listen, let's go back to last Friday. What a big win. Obviously, it was the wing tee offense that Southern Nash provided, and literally you stopped them. It was a little struggle, right? A little bit. But once the defense figured it out and then the offense got fired, it was a magical conjunction for Clayton.
Well, let's call it what it is. It's not a fun offense to play against. I can't imagine it's a fun offense to play in. But it's not a fun offense to play against. And, you just hope the defense can, get some stops without too much time going off the clock. And we did that. We got stops when we needed them there in the first half. And really, we should have gone into the half with, no points on the board. We didn't handle the end of the half very well in all three phases. But we came out in the second half and I thought played a great half of football. And, particularly offensively, I think now I think we've had, 18 possessions. And we've scored 14 or 15 touchdowns. So we've been very, very good on offense, and we're doing it quickly. We're not, using a lot of plays. We're doing it quickly. We're doing it with a lot of big plays, and it was very easy to call plays the other night because pretty much anything I called, we were going to get 10 yards of carry, particularly in the run game.
Sure. Coach, I don't want to go into all the detail. I know you said on the broadcast on Friday that you were mic'd up because it was a special game. But off the rated R version, what was the pep talk that the coaches and yourself told those boys in that locker room to come out with a renewed vigor to come out and dominate the way that they did for 49-14 for the win?
At halftime?
Yes.
Oh, I just, told them they were all dressed very nicely, and I just encouraged them to go out and play great in the second half. Nothing special.
That's right. There you go. And when it's all said and done, they got it done. Kim Winslow will be coming up here very soon for Kim's picks and topics and all the things that she has. Always enjoy talking to Kim Winslow. But first, ladies and gentlemen, it would not be fitting until we bring this man to the stage as they are bringing food out for the coach. It's the perfect time to bring this guy. Are you going to order, Aiden? Are you ordering right now? So you place your order, and maybe by the time you're done with your interview, then you could. Hey.
Got my salad.
You got, yeah.
Mine too.
He said it's his salad, right?
Thank you.
There you go. Look at this. Boy, camera, zoom in on that. Wow. Man, wow, that looks good. Wow, God, I'm hungry.
Man.
So if I talk, I lead this thing, so I can't be eating and talking at the same time. Coach Can. Ladies and gentlemen, senior, back for another season. He was going to be going to Rice University. However, he decided to stay home and become, after graduation, an NC State Wolfpack athlete. Woo-woo-woo! And they got a big win over the ECU Pirates. We're not even going to talk about my Alabama Crimson Tide on Saturday. Ladies and gentlemen, give you love to QB1 in the comments. How about it for Aiden Smalls? Come on up, buddy. You know the routine. You've done this before. We'll get Aiden on in here. Ladies and gentlemen, by the way, 49-14 in the win this past week. Aiden Smalls, the 6'1", 180-pound senior QB1 of the Comets in his second year, 8 for 12 for 196 yards, 4 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, 5 rushes for 91 yards and a TD.
That was week 1.
Last year. That was week 1.
Yeah.
Last year, threw over 2,000 yards and ran for 1,000 yards, responsible for 36 touchdowns and the Greater News Offensive Player of the Year. Aiden, what's up, buddy? It's always great seeing you, my friend.
What's up, what's up? Yes, sir. It's great being here.
We never get a chance to talk because you're in your zone and I'm in my zone on the broadcast side of things. We might acknowledge one another, but, dude, what a fun season it's been. You having fun for the first 2 games of the year, 2-0?
Yes, sir. I'm having a great time.
So what is on the menu for Vinson's? What did you order before you come to the table?
I got a 6-piece sweet chili wings.
Sweet chili wings, all right.
Yeah.
Those shrimp tacos look good. The coach got, don't he?
I know they do.
Does he share?
No.
I offered him a fry a minute ago, but I'm good.
Oh, Kim Winslow looks like she's got something pretty delicious right there. What is that? Balsamic strawberry burger with got it on chicken. Okay, wow, that's a man. I'm getting hungry here. Wow, holy cow. So, hey, Aiden, committed to NC State. I gotta ask you, man, before we even talk about Wolfpack stuff, what's this season been like you compared to last year from a junior to senior at Clayton?
I say I feel much more comfortable out there at the quarterback position. I say like things slower down for me a lot, and everything just feel like it's rolling smoothly. So, I mean, I feel like it's just a big difference in, like, my mindset-wise.
Yeah. So I remember the last time that maybe me and you really had a conversation was during basketball. And you told me, you said, Wesley, I'm done with basketball. I'm just going to focus on football now. That's my number one concern. And quickly you stopped playing basketball, got focused with the spring training and all the things that go on with summer and camp and whatnot. And obviously you feel healthy, obviously, week in, week out, right?
Yes, sir. I'm pretty healthy, yeah. Yeah. Basketball was, I'm just too short. I say, yeah. But, yeah, so. Mm-hmm.
Well, I'll tell you what, Coach, what can you say about this extraordinary young man? I can't even say he's a kid because he's definitely a young man. He's grown to be such a talent for the town and for the school, for the team. And obviously we're just enjoying this last ride, I guess, this last year playing football with us.
Well, I mean, I think you look at the numbers. I think the numbers kind of speak for themselves. When you look at last year and you throw for 2,000 and run for 1,000, that's a quintessential dual threat quarterback, and that's what he is. And he gives us that home run threat. He gives us that one guy that that is capable of taking it the distance. Every time he touches the ball, and and that's. I said something to him yesterday. People are like, "Man, you guys are." Scoring fast, and I said something to him yesterday. I said, "Don't ever apologize for 80-yard touchdown runs. We're good. We can live with those." So, just incredibly explosive, and I think he's a guy that can play this game for a long, long time.
Aiden, you got a lot of friends on the field this year, don't you, man? It seemed like maybe last year you might have to run and gun and throw and do it, but now you've got a great backup quarterback. I want to say QB1 as well. QB1 for both of you guys because y'all are that darn good. You're so different. We got Carson Jones coming up, but you've got your wide receivers. You've got your tight end in River Fiore. You've got the running backs, Noah Smith, Terrace Hobbs. They're playing great. Everything's firing all and I'm a stock car announcer. It's firing all 8 cylinders right now in C-Town, right?
Yes, sir, it is. We got stars all over the place. It's going to be hard to stop us.
Now, how different is that? Obviously, we're like you can literally pick if this ain't working here and this ain't working. Well, guess what? I'm going to juke you and I'm going to go here. I'm going to play tricks on you, and it's working. It's showing for sure, definitely.
Yes, sir. I mean, it's a lot different. I mean, last year we had a pretty good roster, but this year I feel like it's much more improved, though, for sure. There's a lot more guys who can make home run plays as well, not just me. But I feel like, when you have stars with you, it makes the game a lot easier.
So I got to ask you, what was the decision to first commit to Rice? and then say, no, I want to stay and I want to be an NC State Wolfpack? Where did that come from? What made you change your mind?
What made me change my mind the most was, like, at Rice, I just wanted to play quarterback position. So whatever school believed in me at that position was my main choice. And I loved Rice. I loved the coaching staff there. I loved the players I met. Only thing about it was just in Houston, Texas.
Too far?
It was too far. I didn't want to do it right. So I wanted to stay home. I already have a great relationship with Coach Dorian. And Joker, too. So I just want to stay home, made it an easier decision for myself, and I don't mind playing the receiver position. So
yeah, you mentioned Coach Dorn, and I remember Kim saying this live at Cleveland last year. They were the NC State coach. Coach Dorn was at Clayton and Cleveland last year, watching you, seeing what you were doing, and obviously maybe some other talents, but definitely it was to watch Aiden Smalls. And are you kind of a homebody? Are you kind of said you wanted to be at home, so. Do you not like traveling? Do you like being home close? Like Labor Day weekend, did you go do anything, or did you just stay at home and just chill?
I went. I pretty much stayed home. I went to go hang out with one of my friends, but that was it. I stayed pretty much in this area, though.
I got you. How excited is it to obviously, leading the team? It's a different team this year than what it was last year, isn't it? How do you feel about that?
I feel great because I feel like these guys believe in me full-heartedly, and when you got guys that believe in you, it makes you better, in my personal opinion. So I think like these guys listen to what I say, and they take the leadership, I would say, and I just feel like it's great, though. Yeah.
Coach, I know you're eating. I don't want to interrupt you eating your tacos, shrimp tacos and whatnot. The salad looks good as well, But what do you say about this awesome player and all that he's done? And I think Kim mentioned it on our first show a couple of weeks ago. We've had those times where we had a quarterback like Jonathan Montague or someone else, and they only lasted one season. This is the year where you literally got him last year and this year. So you've really had a chance to really grow and adapt Smalls to be a great talent on the field, haven't you?
Well, I think having that second year, in the offense and the, with me is huge. I had said before, like with John, if we had John for 2 years, man, that would have been really special. But so I think, having Aiden for 2 years, having him in the offense for 2, number one, it's me knowing what he does well and me knowing what he's comfortable with, and I think it's not just him being comfortable with what we're doing, but it's me understanding what he does best and the best ways to put him in a position to succeed. Every quarterback's different. Every quarterback has different skill sets, and it's my job to take their skill set and design an offense around what they do. It's not their job to fit me. It's my job to fit them.
Aiden, we got Carson Jones on deck. He'll be coming up in a moment. But one of the things I've noticed is y'all have a really good friendship, right? I see pictures of y'all all the time doing things on social media and growing with each other.
Aww,
it's not like
cute.
There's a rivalry for the QB spots, right? What's your take of this senior? Because he's a senior too, Carson Jones. He'll be coming up on the show, by the way.
Me and Carson, we have a great relationship. He came in last year unexpectedly towards me. I didn't know. I was just like, oh, Carson. I didn't know who he was, but I heard that he's a great guy. I had to jump when he first came in. I saw him in the locker room. I dapped him up. I was like, what's up? Introducing myself, but I feel like me and him, we've gained a really good relationship with each other throughout the year and a half it's been, and he's like one of my best friends, I'd say. So yeah, I love my boy Carson.
Yeah, I think we got a birthday party going on over here. They come to Vinson's, they come to the radio show, they come to a birthday party. Who's the birthday guy over here? Who's got a birthday? Everybody make some noise for the birthday boy. Hey, man, happy birthday. Yeah. So, Aiden, your final thoughts, buddy, and thanks for always being here on the show. Good luck. Now, the first couple of games were at home. You ready to hit the road? And a long trip to Wilmington at that, man, against Hoggard.
Yes, sir. I'm ready to get my get back. I had lost to them in the Final Four my sophomore year, so I'm 0-1 against them, so it's time time to get a win.
There you go.
Yes,
All
sir.
right.
Yes, sir.
Your final thoughts, your final sentiments and statements here before we let you go and bring Carson Jones on off the break.
I say let's just get a win this Friday.
Let's get a win, a
Yes,
road
sir.
win. Ladies and gentlemen, QB1 for the Comets, committed to NC State at graduation. Give it up to Aiden Smalls. We are taking a break so the coach can munch on some tacos and more. When we come back in about 2 minutes, we have got Carson Jones joining us on the program. So everybody, please do not go anywhere. We've got a lot more Comets Football Weekly from Vinson's Pub and Eatery. Tuesday night, September 2nd. Hope you all had a great Labor Day. We're moving into September. It felt like football this past weekend, as cool as it was, and it's still pretty cool outside today as well. Quick break. Carson Jones coming up next. Vinson's Pub and Eatery on 800 East Main Street has been a go-to destination for the Clayton Comets community and everybody of C-Town. Vinson's Pub and Eatery takes care of all of your food and beverage needs for weekly specials, appetizers, burgers, sandwiches, the entrees, the Vinson special salads. Hey, you like the desserts? I do too. Side desserts, delicious beverages from soda products, sweet tea, and yes, even your adult beverages. Big screen televisions cover all the action with your favorite sporting events. And the home of Comets Football Weekly every Tuesday night for Vinson's Pub and Eatery. 800 East Main Street. Tell them the Community Radio Network sent you. Vinson's Pub and Eatery. Good food, good fun, and go Comets!
I'm a student athlete, which means I'm still learning.
I'm still growing.
I'm getting important lessons about perseverance, teamwork,
determination, respect, and dedication through playing sports in my school.
Mom, Dad, Coach. In a few years,
I'll probably forget a lot of the details, but I won't forget the lessons I learned
from the way you act towards my teammates,
coaches, referees, and other fans. What kind of lesson do you want me to learn? I'm watching.
Sportsmanship. Together we make the right call.
This message has been brought to you by the North Carolina High School Athletic Association.
Dubby Energy provides high-quality energy drinks with a blend of natural ingredients, ensuring a clean and effective energy boost without the crash, later, or even the jitters. Dubby Energy is committed to helping individuals stay energized and perform at their best. When you need to have a little energy boost without all the lag or fatigue, let Dubby Energy take care of your body today. Use the promo code CRN for 10% off of your order every time. Dubby Energy.
Look at you go. The one-trip grocery champ, snooze button resistor, master sock matcher. We know the daily grind can be tough, but amidst the hustle, we see you conquer it all. And at Scooter's Coffee, we believe it's the little wins that deserve some big moments of joy. So go on, embrace that tiny triumph. You master parallel Parker you. Take that victory lap and savor the sweet taste of success. Scooter's Coffee, you didn't just order it, you earned it.
I'm a guy who lost a bet and my dignity. As if watching my team lose wasn't punishment enough. What are you looking at, huh? What are you? It's a one-speed. Hey, if you have cut rate car insurance, odds are you'd be paying for that yourself. So get Allstate and be better protected from mayhem, like me. Hey, I'm walking here.
We are back at Vinson's Pub and Eatery, 800 East Main Street in Clayton. Don't forget, the home of Comets Football Weekly. During the football season, every Tuesday night, again, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And as always, all the way heading into, hopefully, December on the road to the playoffs of the state championship. Round number 3 of CRN Friday Night Lights begins this upcoming Friday night. We are traveling with the Charter Buses down to Wilmington to take on the Hoggard Vikings. Kim Winslow chimed in on this, and she said this might be possibly one of the most important watched games in the state, no doubt. between the Hoggard Vikings and the Clayton Comets. Coverage will begin at 6:45, actually 6:30 for the pregame kickoff. Of the course, that is the Clayton Chiropractic Coach's Corner presented by Vinson's Pub and Eatery. And then, of course, the kickoff from Wilmington will begin at 7 p.m. And, of course, it will be live on the Community Radio Network at wearecrn.com via the Mixler CRN channel, because we'll also have coverage of NASCAR Regional at Wake County Speedway as well. So all of that going on. Don't forget, the Franklinton Red Rams will be in town for the Comet JV first football game of the season. They're coming off of a win 32-16 last Wednesday against also Bailey Southern Ash Firebirds. So the Comets coach for football, 1-0, 2-0. What a great season, sir.
Yeah, been a good start. JV guys got a nice win the other night at Southern Nash, and be good to have them at home on Thursday night.
We'll certainly be there, and of course we'll also be there live on the Community Radio Network. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is now time to bring in, as I said, QB1 or QB2. We had the starting quarterback and another guy that's so talented as well. Watched him in JV, then he moved to Wilson. Had an amazing career also when he played at Wilson Hunt. He was an all-conference quarterback for the Wilson Hunt Warriors in 2023, but Carson, you said, I want to come back home, right? And
yes, sir.
Clayton welcomed you. I know you love this place, your senior year. Ladies and gentlemen, how about a round of applause for number 7? Give it up to quarterback Carson Jones. And I say this honestly, I know he's QB1, but you could be a QB1 too, because you're a talented bunch, man. You guys work together. I see photos and videos of y'all working out together, training together, just spending time together. The friendship that Aiden said about you. First question, what's your thoughts of Aiden, Carson?
Yes, sir. I think Aiden's a great guy. When I first got here, he was one guy that I kind of connected to, and we kind of have a lot in common. And we've built our friendship over the past year, and I think he's a great person to be around. We push each other every day to get better, and I think overall he's just a great guy and great human being. Yes, sir.
I mean, I see what Aiden Smalls, I think somebody calls it the 1-2 duo, right, with Smith and Smalls now. And then, of course, you and Smith, or you and Rogers. Rogers got a couple of touchdowns off of you as well. And also, you guys get on the field together. You never know what's going to happen when you see the number 7 and number 2 on the field at the same time. And normally it's pretty exciting.
Yes, sir. I think Aiden's a great weapon at receiver. Very dynamic playmaker, and can stretch the field in a tremendous way. And yes, sir.
Coach, obviously got a talent with Aiden Smalls, but now you got another backup that can literally get the job done if something happens, if Smalls goes down. God forbid that doesn't. But, man, all the time we see what Jones can do on the field, and they're two totally different personalities, but they just make it work on the field for Clayton.
Well, I mean, like you said, Carson's a very, very talented quarterback in his own right, and, because, Aiden is multi-versatile, there probably might be a couple of plays where they might be on the field together. I won't give away too many secrets, but I think the one thing it does is I can take a few more chances and with Aiden than maybe I wouldn't have taken, last year. But I think the biggest thing that Carson brings is, his leadership ability. I think the kids in the locker room have tremendous respect for him, and I think one of the main things they have respect for is he's a Clayton lifer. He's a guy that's been in this program for years, and there's nobody else in our program that understands what Clayton football means to this town more so than Carson does, and I think that is a tremendous value to our program.
I remember we a couple of times do the Wednesday night middle school football special, something that we've done probably for about 4 or 5 years now on the Community Radio Network, and I think it was your 8th grade season. You were there.
Yes, sir.
And I remember watching you playing, and then all of a sudden I was, this guy needs to leave me alone. you growed. And I remember, like, the last time I saw you was last year, and I saw you and I said, holy cow, Carson, how big did you get? Like, I mean, all of a sudden it was just like you were in middle school, and now I'm talking to you and you're a senior. Time flies, doesn't it?
Yes, sir. It sure does. 8th grade we played here at Clayton, and I remember you were calling the game.
Yeah.
And, time flies.
Certainly does, man. I'll tell you what as well, the opportunity, what made the decision to come back to Clayton?
I just felt like I just want to be back home. Like I said, I've been around the town and community my whole life, and I grew up going to Clayton football games, and it just felt right to come back. And I just want to come back for my senior year.
Definitely, and obviously a talent for sure. You never know when Coach Scott Chadwick or the QB coaches will get Carson Jones ready, or even Smalls and Jones on the field at the same time. We saw that a couple of times on obviously this past Friday night's 49-14 win over the Southern Nash Firebirds. Your take of the season. Obviously, it's a good time to be winning, right?
Yes, sir. We got a big game this week, and obviously we have high expectations, high goals, and we're trying to accomplish them. Sure.
Do y'all, obviously training's training, right? But do you get in a different mindset going on the road than not being at home?
Well, we haven't played a road game this year, so it'll be interesting to see how we react to that. But I think it'll be a good challenge for us, and I think we'll respond well.
Coach, can you answer that question as well on the staff side of things?
Obviously it's a different routine. We talked about it, yesterday in our team meeting that there's a lot of things that are different when you go on the road. It's a different routine. It's a different, you get different responsibilities. But I think for us, more than anything, going on the road is we're not playing in front of our great home crowd, number one. And number two, this week we're going to play in front of a very difficult to play, home environment. So
yeah.
We got a big challenge ahead of us in that area. It does make your preparation a little different. Matter of fact, I asked Aiden today because he's played there before. I asked him about, us being able to communicate from an offensive standpoint. Is it that loud?
Right.
And so it's certainly, and I think tomorrow we'll probably grab the speakers and play some music while we're trying to run offense, just to try to get used to the, a little bit of noise. So, but I hope we have the mentality of looking forward to embracing the environment. There's been some times, I think, in the last couple of years where we did that. We went down to Pinecrest in the playoffs, and that was a big environment.
Yes,
we
it
embraced it and went after it. But, I kind of felt like maybe last year at Richmond we didn't do that. We didn't really embrace it, and we didn't play particularly well. So hopefully, we get in this kind of environment, we embrace it, and we go out and we play well.
During the radio timeout, you were telling me the QB coach is here. Can you tell us who that is?
Yeah,
and obviously,
John Hoskins came with us
John,
this year.
thank you. Let's give John a round of applause, our QB coach for the Comets. John, thank you, sir, for what you do.
He's been a big help to me because, obviously I'm the so-called quarterback guy, but, when you're a head coach, it really is difficult to make sure that little things, you don't miss things. So I felt like this year, I wanted to get somebody in here who's got a history working with quarterbacks that could be there and do things that, just to give these guys a little bit of extra. And, John's done a tremendous job with them. And, but, they still answer to me, but he obviously spends a lot of time with them.
200th coaching win. I should have asked Aiden this question, obviously, but I'll kind of let you kind of lead it too. You guys being the quarterbacks for Coach's 200th win, what did that mean?
It was an honor, honestly, because tremendous coach and it's a tremendous accomplishment, and for me and Aiden, we're both happy to be a part of it.
I'm sure, Aiden, you would say the same thing, right? For sure. Definitely. What does Coach Chadwick mean to you?
He's a great coach. He has a history of being a good coach, and, everything he does is well coached. Yes, sir.
Anybody got anything else, Coach? Anything for what we could say about this young man? And obviously you got two great senior quarterbacks that you're going to have a fun season with, and then you don't know what they're doing after this year, except for NC State and Carson? You got any ideas, man?
I'm not sure yet.
Anything floating?
No, sir. I'm just playing my senior year, riding it out.
Trying to get this guy to go into coaching.
There you go, coaching.
Into coaching, and I think he'd make a really good football coach.
There you go. Well, ladies and gentlemen, give it up to quarterback number 7, senior, Mr. Carson Jones. Thank you, Carson. We are going to take a break. Kim's ready to come to the chair. When we come back, questions with Kim. Interrogation time for the coach. You never know what Kim's going to ask, right?
They're usually very good questions.
They always. She's got a pad full of.
She's ready.
She's our lead senior analyst, All-State sideline reporter, Kim Winslow, coming up. And you never know, Mark Coates might come to the table as well with questions. I think he's taking off tonight. He'll be on the call at Wilmington because I have motorsports announcing obligations this weekend. I will be with you on Thursday for the Franklinton game, but we got an amazing crew. I think it'll be Mark Coates, Robbie Morrell, and Kim Winslow in Wilmington calling the game on Friday. And we're back at Vinson's for our final segment with Kim next. Tar River Environmental, located in Rocky Mount, North Carolina, is a premier provider of professional logging and land clearing services, proudly serving communities across the Tar Heel state of North Carolina. Their services are vital for large-scale land development and forestry operations. By prioritizing responsible land management, Tar River Environmental helps clients achieve their land use goals while maintaining ecological integrity. Find more details on Tar River Environmental, located in Rocky Mount, on Google today. Blue Line Soft Wash is a veteran-owned and operated company dedicated to bringing integrity and precision to exterior cleaning. Founded by a retired law enforcement officer, and we proudly back the men in blue. Blue Line Soft Wash upholds the values of service, commitment, and attention to detail in every job. Trust Blue Line Soft Wash to protect and enhance your property with the same dedication they once gave to protecting our community. Protect and serve. Protect your car with Blue Line Soft Wash today.
Time out! Listen up, get tight.
This is the most important timeout I've ever called.
Things are getting out of control out there, and we need to regroup.
Hate.
Hate is winning out there.
Not on these fields.
In our communities. On our streets. In our schools. And we need to stop it.
So let's take this moment
To change the momentum.
and call a timeout.
On hate. Together.
Hey, it's Wesley Outland, the voice of the Clayton Comets on the Community Radio Network. We are excited for a new broadcasting season, and Vinson's Pub and Eatery is on board for another year. Located at 800 East Main Street in Clayton, Vinson's Pub and Eatery is the hotspot location every Tuesday night from August to November on the road to a state championship with Comets Football Weekly. Join Coach Scott Chadwick and myself, other CRN colleagues, dignitaries, the players, the coaches, the insight to the game before Friday Night Lights. Vinson's Pub and Eatery is where you need to be every Tuesday night, 7 p.m. Eastern, for Comets Football Weekly. We're looking forward to having it live on the radio as always at wearecrn.com. But nothing compares to seeing it in person. Comets Football Weekly, CRN, Tuesday, Vinson's Pub and Eatery. Join us. And that is where we are right now at Vinson's Pub and Eatery. Everybody having a good time? Birthday guys over there, guys and gals? Yeah? Did you get a lot of presents? Did you get a lot of presents? Yeah, he got a lot of presents. We got the coaches. We got everybody here. And we are moving into the last segment. Thanks, everybody, for joining us again at Vinson's Pub and Eatery. Thanks for those that are watching on Facebook as well. I'm going to try to jump on social media and see if there are any questions on the Facebook page, CRN-Community Radio Network, and, of course, on the social media world. What's up? To what?
I said, that's dangerous.
Well, we'll just ignore them then.
Live questions?
We'll ignore it.
No.
Tim Winslow, your segment. You got the coach. What you got, Mr. 200?
Yeah, first of all, you mentioned about Carson playing at Clayton when he was in 8th grade. I'm going to embarrass him a little bit. I remember Carson when he was a baby in the car seats. Like, little Carson has grown up to be big, strong Carson.
Yeah, we're in the world of time go, right? I mean, it flies.
Oh, I have known Carson. He's my second son. Well, actually, my first son. I'm his second mom.
Did you have a first son we didn't know about?
No, maybe I'm his second mom. But anyway, yeah, so you mentioned Coach's 200th win.
Yes.
Coach Chadwick, first half, went to halftime 14-7, a little closer than maybe we all thought it might be. Didn't know how it would be with that, how it would come out in the end. I felt confident you would get the 200th win, but whether it be a celebratory win. But coming out in the second half, 5 touchdowns in the second half. What was the big thing that changed the momentum of the game?
Again, we just had a breakdown in all 3 phases at the end of the half there. We didn't, run the clock out or score there with the offense, and then our special teams kind of imploded there and gave them the ball, and then we didn't get the stop on defense. I don't know what the difference was. I mean, I really don't, other than, that offense is difficult, and maybe after playing against it for a half, we started to kind of get used to it a little bit, and we got to stop right out of the gate by the defense to start the half. And I think the key was going right down and scoring, because the one thing about that style of offense, the one thing it doesn't want to do is be behind by multiple scores.
Can't score quickly.
Yeah, I think that's the whole key. We got to stop right away on defense, and then we went right down and scored on offense, and kind of put them behind the 8 ball a little bit.
Well, you've been very strategic on how you scheduled non-conference teams. You played Wilson Prep, very strong 1A team. Yes, we had more depth, et cetera, but that is a very, very good Wilson Prep team. We've got an 8A team coming up, a very good 8A team. And with Southern Nash, it was a different style of offense. One of the things that we talked about was in playoffs, like playing Richmond County. They were a different style. They were a very strong running team. Was there a reason to play Southern Nash to kind of get that look early?
I would love to say that I did that on purpose, but honestly, had I known what that offense was like, I wouldn't have scheduled them. That offense is brutal. I scheduled them because they win 8 or 9 games every year, and the fact of the matter is, with the way the playoffs are now so heavily on the RPI, you got to play teams that are going to win games, and you got to build up your strength of schedule. So, we scheduled teams that are going to win a lot of football games to help us out down the road. And I told the guys yesterday about Hoggard. In college basketball, they always talk about some of those big early season matchups in November. You always hear that this win will look good in March, on the RPI. And I told them, it's September, but this is a win that will look good in November if we can get it.
Yeah, and going down to Hoggard. We've not played Hoggard in football, at least that I can remember. It may have been a long, long time ago, but we did play him a couple years ago with baseball and softball in the playoffs. And looking at that stadium, that is that'd be like a junior college stadium. It is big, and I expect that their crowd is going to be.
I mean, I fully, the thing about, I was telling the guys yesterday, the thing about the Wilmington area schools is, it's pretty much open enrollment in Wilmington. You can go to school where you want, and if you provide transportation, and Hoggard's the football school, it's known as the football school. It's got a great following. 2 years ago when they made it to the state championship game at NC State, I went and I was absolutely blown away at their crowd. It was one of the biggest high school crowds I've ever seen in a college environment. So we know they've got a great following. We know they've got a great home field. But we're excited about it. We're excited that we have this opportunity. And another thing I told the guys yesterday is, you want to be in a situation where you are playing home games in November, but to play home games in November, you have to win road games in September and October. And we're going to have 3 really, really big-time road environments, playing these guys. Southeast Raleigh looks like they are, really, really good. We have to play there. Garner's never an easy place to go to. So, we're going to have our work cut out for us to win some difficult road games.
We touched on 2 things that I wanted to ask about. One, the road games. Obviously at home, very strong record at home. I mean, Clayton's pretty much unbeatable at home.
17
just
and
one
1
loss,
yeah.
yes. But going on the road is one thing. In the past, we've gone to Wake Forest or we've gone to Holly Springs. What's different about going all the way to Wilmington on how to keep the guys focused and ready to play on Friday night?
Well, even some of the closer road games, you still have a somewhat normal routine of how we do things. We eat at the school, we meet at the school, we do all those things. We just kind of cut short a little bit because there's a bus ride we got to throw in there. Where this is a completely different setup. We're going to leave school early. We're going to eat in a restaurant down the road. We'll have to meet, in their locker room. So the road games are a different, a different schedule, a different routine anyway, but this makes it even more different. The fact that, we're going so far away and, we have to leave so early.
But you talked about playing tough teams like Southeast Raleigh and Garner and Cleveland, and you talk about playing strong non-conference, but in conference. Is there a conference stronger than the Greater Neuse River in this area when you've got 3 top 10 teams right there?
Yeah, I mean, you look at our non-conference, our conference schedule. We don't have any gimmies. We're going to be challenged almost every week, and this is certainly one of them. You look at a team that again is 2 years ago played in the 4A state championship game. I think looked it up the other day. I think they've won at least 10 games 5 of the last 8 years. They're kind of got their program exactly where we would like ours to be, and that is being a consistent year in and year out state title contender, and they are that now, and so it's going to be a challenge, but looking forward to it, and it'll be a real good barometer to see where we really are.
Quick question. Obviously, we had 2 quarterbacks up here. We spent a lot of time talking about the offense. You look at just the past 2 games. First game, offense spread the ball around. 7 touchdowns, essentially 6 different people, although even one that scored twice was from 2 different quarterbacks. So really spread it around. Last week, it was really focused on Aiden and Noah Smith. How difficult does that make it for an opponent's defense to prepare for the Clayton offense? And again, we talked about just even the difference and the packages that can be put in place with Carson at quarterback and Aiden out wide. He was lined up out wide. We had a jet sweep. You can throw him downfield. How difficult is that for a defense to prepare?
I think it's got to be extremely difficult. We can throw a lot of different things at you, and week to week, things will be different as far as maybe who's featured or not. But we have a lot of different guys that can contribute to winning games, and it just so happened the other night that it was Noah and Aiden kind of had the hot hand, and I don't think it was a coincidence. I felt like Noah had a great week of practice last week, and maybe some of the other guys I didn't feel like had great weeks, but I thought Noah had a really good week of practice last week, and I thought he ran very, very well. And kind of look at some of the, I mean, I don't have him in front of me, but from a statistical standpoint, I think him and Aiden are both averaging like something ridiculous, like 10, 15 yards a carry. It's ridiculous. And, I know we didn't have this show last week, but to me, the amazing thing in the Wilson prep game was we had 530 yards of offense on 37 plays, which is, I mean, that's video game numbers. And, we came back last week, and I think we scored 7 touchdowns on 9 possessions last week. So we've been very, very good on offense, and I think our defense is really looking forward to this game. It's a very traditional style spread offense that they practice against every day. So
yeah.
I think our defense is really looking forward to this.
And they're
week,
2-0, Kim. They're coming off of a 44-40 win over Jack Britt the other night.
44-41.
And then, of course, another game that they played as well. So this could be a really, really close offensive-defensive matchup, I think, between these two teams.
Absolutely. One thing I would be amiss if I left without saying, obviously, to have a good program takes good resources. We do have the golf tournament coming up October 14th, Tuesday, October 14th at Riverwood.
Yes, yes.
You can sign up, sponsor, etc. at claytontdclub.square.site. However, another possible fundraising. I know you were mic'd up this past week. If we could get that raw audio, that might sell a lot.
When is that coming out? Like, is that?
I mean, we have it. I mean, we got to do something with it.
I saw some smoke coming out of Coach's ears and that halftime speech. I think if we could sell that raw audio, we might make some money.
We don't want to do that, probably.
Coach Chadwick says sometimes he's got to be careful what he says and what he says and not says. So, for sure. But,
first of all,
to your point, though, I said this to somebody today. Winning programs and winning championships, it takes money. Like, I'll give you a perfect example. It's going to be 90 degrees on Friday. All right, we've got a 2.5-hour bus ride. Well, I know another school that is going from Raleigh to Wilmington, and they're taking school buses. And to me, we're not putting our players in the best position to be successful on Friday if we put them in school buses cramped up for 2 hours in air conditioning that
may or may not work.
And making them sit like that for 2 hours. That's not putting them in the best position to be successful on Friday. So we're not taking charter buses because we want to be fancy. We're taking charter buses because it's what is the best situation for our kids to be successful. But again, it's not cheap, So what we're doing, is trying to put our kids in the best situation to be successful on Friday. But it does take resources.
But you talk about the resources. Regardless if a team has 60 kids or 160 kids, the county gives the same amount of money. The coaches get paid. Yes. And so it takes that additional resources for equipment and food and.
No question. I mean, it is having. The touchdown club moving and having the touchdown club out there, helping us is a critical piece now. And, having some of these corporate sponsors that have jumped on, the guys at River Wild, HTR, Barn Hill, Clayton.
Glass and Mirror. Yep.
Glass and Mirror.
Vinson's.
I feel like a NASCAR driver now saying on.
That's awesome.
Make sure I get all my sponsors in.
Now, was it a Chevrolet, a Ford, or a Toyota?
Yeah. I'm missing anybody, Mark?
Tropical
Smoothie Cafe has stepped on board now.
I love Tropical.
I saw like 100 of them. So if you want to put like 4 or 5 up in the radio booth before game day, the next home game, Kim likes them as well. So.
Can't forget the Johnson County Fraternal Order of Police, Mary Square, my wife's company. So we got a lot of companies that have stepped on board, and and it helps. It helps tremendously, and it helps us be successful.
Well, Kim, anything else for the coach?
No, I just want to
We wanna get off
congratulate
at the top
Coach
of the hour?
on number 200. That was absolutely fantastic. Again, it was a little shaky in the first half, came out second half, and it was a statement win. And what I loved to see was just how excited the players were for you. That's when you know you've got a good coach-player connection.
They probably wouldn't have said that at halftime, but
yeah, but they were proud at the end of the game,
and it meant a lot that the kids were excited, and again, could have done without the ice water bath, but you know.
Hey, at least you had a change of clothes before you came to Vinson's for the after.
Yeah, but and again, like I said, it meant a lot that the kids were excited. You know, it certainly meant a lot what Mrs. Hoggard said on the field. After the game, and I'll tell you a quick story about when I was putting the schedule together. I kind of did realize at the end of last season that I was sitting at 198, and one of my sons suggested taking week 2 and going back to Charlotte and trying to get 200 back there, because I'd coached so many years there and scheduling a school there. And I said, it's a great idea. I said, but I don't want to do that. I said, I'd like to do that here at Clayton. I'd like to do it here in front of the people here who have been so incredibly supportive of me and my wife and my family and in Bennett Jones's case, the guy who pulled me out of that terrible situation I was in at the University of Maryland. So, so I was glad to do it here.
Well, we are thrilled that you are here, and the love is mutual. And I know the town of Clayton, the community, the alumni, the parents, the students couldn't be more proud to cheer for the Comets.
Well, I say it all the time. We have the kind of kids that the town can feel comfortable supporting.
And that is exactly why I love being on the sidelines, because I love being around those kids. They are fantastic.
Absolutely.
There you go. Ladies and gentlemen, how about a round of applause to Miss Kim Winslow and the coach, Scott Chadwick, as always, guys. Got a show done in an hour. Let you finish your shrimp tacos. It feels darker in here than usual, doesn't it? It feels dark. It's like it's a very intimate setting. I need to have more bright lights on me, right? As Coach said, we need to be more on TV, like makeup and whatnot. So, yeah.
Good.
Coach, your final take of the week, Mr. 200. Getting ready for Hoggard this Friday, sir. Safe travels. I'm going to miss you. The only way I won't be there is if there's a monsoon that hits Wake County Speedway on Thursday night before Friday, and then I'll hightail it down there. But
no, I would tell everybody, hey, come out and check out our JV guys Thursday night, and then hopefully we have a pretty good army of vehicles head down 40 East on Friday evening, and come support us in what should be probably the biggest game in the state this week. I don't think there's another game in the state where there's 2 top 15 teams playing each other.
There you go. Should be a great one. Hoggard hosting Clayton. Coverage will begin with the Clayton Chiropractic Coach's Corner presented by Vinson's Pub and Eatery, beginning at 6:30 on Friday night. Kickoff at 7 o'clock in Wilmington. We will have it for you on the Community Radio Network. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks to the quarterbacks, Aiden Smalls, Carson Jones. Give them a round of applause. And Coach, good luck getting 201. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank y'all for joining us, whether you are watching, whether you are here in attendance. As always, we appreciate it. For everybody that's a part of the Comets country, Melissa Hubbard, John S. Busset, Joe Mott, Brian Hale. Take care. We'll see you next week. Oh, and as always, go Comets.
This copyrighted telecast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any form without the authorized written consent. We hope you enjoyed today's broadcast.
The following is an exclusive broadcast presentation of the Community Radio Network. We are CRN. More details at wearecrn.com. Like, follow, and share the Community Radio Network via social media and Facebook at CRN, Community Radio Network. Also, check us out on X, Instagram, and TikTok at CRN Sports. As always, remember to listen to the games live on your radio dial at 87.9 FM and anywhere worldwide, always at wearecrn.com. This is CRN, the Community Radio Network.
Local radio brings people together like never before.
It's a beautiful hometown weekend out there. We've got
your local station. You informed and involved with music, talk shows, and real-time news updates you can trust. We are live and local. We are America's broadcasters, connecting you to what matters most. Text radio to 52886 and tell Congress to support your local radio stations.
Message and data rates may apply. You may receive up to 4 messages a month, and you may text STOP to stop.
This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
This is the Community Radio Network, WCRN, 87.9 FM, Clayton, Garner, Smithfield, North Carolina. Proud to be in the USA. We are CRN.